What is up, guys? This is Rich here, and I will be starting a new playthrough today. Obviously, as you can see, this is Borderlands. This will be Borderlands Remastered on the PlayStation 4. You know, just doing some playthroughs with it, a few episodes here and there. If you like it, you know, don't be afraid to leave a comment, leave a like, you know, tell me that you like it. Obviously, I'm not the best here, but, you know, I do like to think of myself as a better Borderlands player, which may not be seen from that missed jump right back there. Now, I did play this on the PlayStation 3 when it first came out. I was thrown into this, you know, amazing world, as some would say, as I would say, and yeah, I think it's an amazing series. I'm very excited for the third game whenever it comes out.
Please activate the new use station now.
Same old stuff here. It is cool that they did end up putting the heads in. These are you know, just a little bit of a change up from the regular, just dull you know, colors that you could change in the original game. No, not much, but it's a slight difference. So, you know, anything helps. Now, I have played Roland literally every other time. Roland was always my my go-to guy. He was my first character, and I literally picked him every other time I played this game. I've probably beaten this game around somewhere between 15 to 20 times between PS3, and I've now beaten it on here once with Roland. I've already maxed him out. I started a Lilith, and this would be my Brick playthrough with this. Now Brick is, you know, shotguns, Master Blaster, explosive weapons, that kind of thing, and he's also the melee character in the game. It's kind of like Krieg from the second game, if you're familiar with him and that game at all. These stupid tutorial missions, I should just turn them off. Trust me, Clutch, I've done this before. I got you.
Wow! That looks like it could do some damage. Okay, let's get this started. These controls seem to be damaged.
I'm here. Don't worry.
I'm sure I can do it. This isn't working.
A lot of people say they don't like Claptrap. You know, in the game that is, but I never had a problem with him, to be honest. I always thought he was funny, and his antics were always kind of dumb and laughable. So, you know, whoever sees this, just let me know what you're excited about for the new upcoming game. You know, whether that be the new characters, you know, the always incredible loot in the game, or even the returning characters. Personally, I'm excited for all of them because, you know, I've been playing since the first one. It'll be incredible to see the development of all the returning characters, see how the new characters are introduced and their role in the whole thing, and you know, the 1 billion guns. Seeing as in the old games, you know, this one, it was a little bit more limited.
Appeared on your heads-up display.
I'm not sure what the
That's a
exact
waypoint.
number is. I think the
Waypoint will tell you where you need to
second
go,
game,
depending on what mission is currently
including
active in your
all
mission
the
log.
parts and everything that go into all the guns, I think there's around 17 million different guns. You know, I speaking off the top of my head.
Thanks for opening her up again. Mean said, they don't let me cut on folks anymore since I lost my license, so now I keep the med vendors around here up and running. From the vendors, you can buy all the healing you could ever want from a real doc.
Now that we're done with all that, please follow me and I'll open the gate for you.
See, there's a little trick here. I'm sure a lot of people understand. I guess you can't do it yet. But what you do is you go to the fast travel station, and you go to the DLCs early, and from there you can literally just get all of your weapon upgrades extremely early. You can level up, you know, a few levels. Obviously not much, just because you can't kill anybody, so it becomes hard to do some of the missions. It looks like I'm gonna go down right here. Jesus. Yeah, I was talking about me being good at this game.
Looks like he got
4 health.
9-toe skin.
Cutting it
Don't
close.
worry, he'll get what's coming to him.
You did it! I knew you were the right choice. Oh, the poor little robot needs our help. Would you kindly give him a hand? That little robot is hurt. He isn't going to last very long without attention. Why don't you look around for something to fix him up?
Listen, Angel, I got this. Okay. You can betray me, you know, later in the second game. Really
Good as new.
betray us later in this game.
Am I
Spoiler alert.
thinking-
He seems to be okay. Now is the time to get moving and play your part in the journey to come.
I do enjoy the subtle changes they did put in the game, though. Like when they changed the way that Angel looks. That was something that's, it's not very big. You know, a lot of people may not have noticed it. You know, especially non-returning players. But for returning players, I definitely noticed it.
I'll see you in a few.
But then again, I played this game for many hours too, so I would notice a smaller change like that. You know, it's not very big, but it is something. And then the auto
What can I
pickup,
do for you? I keep the
beautiful. You know, it was always ridiculous having to go around and pick up individual money and pick up the health and stuff. It was just crazy. Let's see if we can go now. I forgot what mission it is where it actually lets you go to the DLC.
Come on, everybody. Check me out on dancing.
There we go. See, this is my personal favorite DLC here out of all of them, including the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2.
Pandora, a planet that once knew only peace and prosperity under the fair and noble direction of the Atlas Corporation. But there were those that sought to disrupt our perfect existence. Thieves and murderers, perverts and scoundrels. The lawless garbage unleashed an unspeakable evil upon Pandora, not known since the age of the gods. But together we shall not despair. Atlas has not forgotten you. We are returning and will restore order and security to your planet. When we arrive,
Bullshit. I have choked on the disingenuous lies forged by their corporate greed my entire life, and it is a meal I will no longer stomach. Atlas is here for two things, power and revenge, and the order they do it in is irrelevant. We share a common enemy, you and I. The reward for your death is second only to mine. That alone should be reason for you to join my cause. But if it is not, and your greed precedes you, then you will gain access to all of their weapons. Their invasion stockpile will be yours. Athena out.
Always found
You
Athena
are late.
interesting.
We must speak immediately, but I'm
She's a
afraid
pretty
for
cool
my
character.
own security, and therefore you must jump through a hoop or two. Talk to the mechanic. He knows where to find
It was
me. And a word of caution.
it's pretty
Don't
cool to
touch
see her
him if
come
you
back
ever
in
want
the
to eat with
pre-sequel
your
as a
hands
playable
again.
character. I gotta stop doing that.
Shit and meatballs! Didn't think I'd ever see your dumb ass again. Really open the vault. Hey, that steel chick check her clothes off yet? Not. I'm gonna need details though. Hey, act all casual like when I say this. I'm a speaking code, so I hope you have the mental capacity to follow. Your lady friend told me to send you to Moxie's place when you stop by. Huh, if you know what I'm saying. Hey, you ain't getting nowhere with that wheels, boy.
Scooter may in fact be my favorite character. He is hands down hilarious. He's just that old redneck, rough around the edges kind of guy. He's just got that blunt kind of humor. I've always loved him. I loved him in the Tales from the Borderlands series too, and it was unfortunate to see that he died in it. But it was not for good cause. The actor is playing him. He was having complications, I believe, with well, not complications, but I believe he was suffering from a form of cancer, if I'm not mistaken, and he was getting to the point where he was no longer able to, you know, voice
Alright, hey, what
Scooter,
I'm gonna need
so-
is an X372 supercharger, but not the 373.
So they,
calling that thing and the kind of people burning live and
they had
shit.
him
Also,
die
a big
off
old tank of nitrous and one of them fancy exhaust boogie
to
things.
be able
Oh,
to
you know what it does, man.
write him off from the series instead of just kind of
Smoking Jesus
not bringing
titty
them back.
cinnamon, that is a monster. That's gonna be sweet.
Smoking Jesus Titty Cinnamon. Definitely
That's
one of
my
the
stuff.
best lines in Borderlands, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Definitely more important to pick up the higher level stuff so that we can sell it later at a higher price than the non-leveled white loot.
Do not take up arms to fight the oppressors. You must
And here comes the sticky situation.
Oh shoot, looks like the passenger seat's gonna have to go bye-bye to fit that bad boy in there. I'll get to work on that right now.
Oh no, I'm being hunted by the assassins. Who would have imagined? God. They're a lot faster than I remember. It's actually the first time I've ever been hit while doing this mission early.
Back and we'll get you rolling.
By them, that is. Oh. Fall damage. I promise guys, I'm good at this game. I swear. Oh. I've got an idea though. We must not have hit the save point. Oh my god. The save point up there to be able to respawn, so that's, yeah, I think we walked around the backside. We did, which sucks. But you know, Brick is, I think, one of the fan favorite characters, of course. You know, he's such a brash guy, very loud and open, and isn't afraid to speak his mind and do as he pleases, as it was seen in the second game when he punched Shep Sanders to death like he did so many other people. Which unfortunately got him thrown out of the Crimson Raiders. So, may not have been his best move, but, you know, you live and you learn, I suppose. But it's not like he didn't have his reasons. Is he, or not he, but they were sold out by Shep. I'm not gonna say he should have done what he did, but you know, Shep definitely deserved some form of punishment. Probably not being punched to death, but something. I'm sure being punched to death isn't the most fun thing in the world to do.
Marcos here. I've got an opportunity for you. Come see me at my place in T-Bone Junction.
Hey, your friend's hanging with Moxie to join the Fathoms. Grab one of those monsters and get your ass moving.
See, this is a very good way to level up early. I think we'll go for Master Blaster first, and just see where it goes from there. But now that we're doing this, we can head to head back, not to, but head back to Firestone. There's something so real about the first Borderlands game. Yes, thank you, tutorial. But, you know, the second game looks beautiful. But there will always be something about, you know, the very first in the series. You know, whether that be just nostalgia for me, or just, you know, maybe how impressive the game was, you know, being really the first looter shooter of its time, and really paving a way for all these other games to come along, you know, like Destiny and Anthem. You know, I believe both of the following games really had their problems, but you know, they definitely were good games. Well, maybe not Anthem so much, but Destiny, I know it came out being problematic, but it ended up being a good game, you know. And Destiny 2 was a very good game, and there were just
People don't yet trust you. If you're going to
you know,
ever find the
games
vault, you'll need
that were
the aid
born
of the
because
people.
of the Borderlands
Helping
series, and I think
Dr.
that,
Zed with his nine-toes
you know, it kind of makes
is a
me
good move.
happy to see that, because of course this being probably my favorite gaming series and one of my favorite games of all time, you know, to see that it left its mark so heavily from, you know, a developer who was, you know, not as big as some of the competition, because you can see it in the game. The game is not very, not a very big game. It just wasn't like the other games at the time, and it was very unique without being from one of the bigger industries, not industries, but one of the bigger developers at the time. And it's really throttled Gearbox a lot and propelled it. Put a foothold in the door for it to come out with its second game. And now it's third. Well, I guess really it's fourth, but you know, that was more the quote-unquote third game. The pre-sequel was more or less made by 2K, I'll show you. So it wasn't really directly Gearbox. But still, chronologically speaking, well, not chronologically speaking, but just in the series, this upcoming Borderlands game is the fourth game. And speaking of the pre-sequel, I enjoyed it. You know, I know a lot of people didn't enjoy it as much as the second game, but personally, I thought the
Is there something you need?
higher end, the more in-game kind of stuff to it
You know what you need to know.
was a lot better in some ways than Borderlands 2, just because it didn't have that ridiculous difficulty to it like the second game did. You know, when you got to Ultimate Vault Hunter mode and even the over levels, which were completely ridiculous, it was definitely just crazy.
You? One more step and it'll be your last. You should have seen the look on your face.
I know there were many times where me and my friends would play Borderlands 2 during the overlevel stuff, and we could shoot an enemy down to about half health, and in a matter of seconds he'd be back up to full. And it was just that kind of ridiculous difficulty that it was kind of off-putting to me. And it was always more refreshing to come back to this game, because it didn't have that, and it was refreshing to play the pre-sequel, you know, and I actually felt like I was, I guess, powerful. You know, I felt a little bit overpowered because, you know, this game definitely has some overpowered weapons. You know, you just gotta know how to build your characters and how to, or what guns to use, what guns you want. And the pre-sequel is like that. But of course, I guess it all depends on the characters you choose too, because I know that me personally, I played Axton in the second game, who undoubtedly is the weakest character in the second game. The first game I played is Roland, who I wouldn't say he's the most powerful, but I think he is. I don't think any of them are really less powerful than the others. Each one definitely has their own unique ways to be built and be great, really, because I don't think any of them really lack anything.
You've done well. I've decided to reopen my Firestone franchise thanks to you. Head into town and buy some new gear.
And then in the pre-sequel, I also played as Nisha, who happened to be the most broken character. So for me personally, I don't think there is really an overpowered character in the first game. Second game, obviously Salvador, who is just completely broken, and then in the third game, it was definitely Nisha. Nisha was definitely a little broken. No, she was not nearly on the same level as Salvador, who had to have multiple, you know, patches to try and get him to not be crazy overpowered, but you know, I don't think they ever really fixed him like they wanted. But I think we're gonna wrap it up right here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you.